Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Her links, his chains. Take care of her! He was reassigned to the knowledge that he would never see his friends again. For all he knew, he would be trapped in this dark, miserable afterworld for all eternity. But he supposed after all that he's done, all the people he hurts, he deserves this. All he could hope was that closing this door and saying his goodbyes would be enough of an apologies. Sora's face disappeared, and so did the door. The last thing that he remembered was a small glimmer of hope that he would be forgiven. And then he opened his eyes. Riku was hovering in a small gray space, glowing and disorientated. After milliseconds, the space opened up in front of him, as if he were watching a flower bloom from the inside. As if gravity suddenly turned itself back on, Riku stumbled forward and fell. His whole body hurt and his vision was foggy. But he was aware enough that he was on the floor, with his foaming head being raised and pulled into someone's lap. He felt so heavy, but with some effort his eyelids parted just enough to see. A girl? He still couldn't see well, but he could make out some features. Blonde girl and white, delicate fingers busting his bangs out of his face. Soon enough, his sight cleared and he was aided by the sight of her. Soft, gentle features, eye blue as the sky, kind yet sad, like a doll, but she was very much alive and very real. But Riku strengthened and felt a sense of recollection somewhere deep, as though he knew her. And then it hit him. Sora and Kairi weren't always a trio. Once upon a time, they were a quartet. There was another girl who was always with them, but she was so quiet that some might not even notice her. Shy and introverted, a sharp contrast to the two ongoing ones. She was more than content to spend a long sunny day on the beach just sitting back and drawing pictures. Always taking care of her chessboards and crayons. She would draw anything and anyone. And Riku remembered her being very good at it, to the point where he and Sora would fight over who she would draw next. Sora would really win, and something in Riku's heart always felt warm and fuzzy whenever he sat still in his watch as she drew him. And every crayon drawing of himself that she made and give to him, he chose by hanging them on his walls. Riku also remembered that he was closer to her than Sora and Kairi were. She was nervous a lot of the time, and easily frightened. One night, during a meteor shower, they sat together on the beach to watch as the crystal shell passed overhead. But Riku noticed her shooting away, running into the shed, and beginning to cry. Riku went in after her, voice full of worry. "Hey! What's wrong? I'm scared," she sniffled. Whatever shooting star hits the island? You don't need to worry. he declared, holding a wooden toy sword flat against his chest. After the thrill and knifey oath. If a shooting star comes this way, then I'll protect you. I won't let them get anywhere near you, Nominee. Nominee blinked in surprise. Before she smiled, wiping away her tears. Thank you. She giggled. He noticed that she was getting something out of her dress pocket that she then put into his hand. Here! What's this? Stepping outside to see it better in the meteor-lit night. The outfit Nancy had given him was a tiny chromatic trinket in the shape of a golden star, with a green and thickly braided string attached to the uppermost point. At the risk of pointing out the obvious, Riku commented, "It looks like a powerful fruit." Uh-huh, Nominee confirmed. It's my lucky charm that I had my whole life, ever since I was a baby. And you're giving it to me? Yes! I want you to have it. Nominee! The young mind struggling with the nausea of this gift, Riku squeezed Nominee's hand, insensitive of conveying some unknown emotion, bigger than his entire body. There they stood, under the light of shining falling stars. From now on, I be the one to bring you good luck. I protect you forever and ever. From then on, Riku had all that but declared himself to be Nominee's bodyguard. Every morning, he would walk her to school, and every afternoon, he would walk her home. Anytime someone at school tried to pick on her or take her separate, he would be on them in a second. He would scour the playground island whenever they visited, and search for anything she might like to draw. Be it a seesaw, a particularly nice-looking leaf, or an amazing view of the ocean. During thunderstorms, he would hurry himself next door to make sure she wasn't crying under her covers. Not only to waste time by knocking on the door and explaining to her parents why he was here, he would always get in through her bedroom window. Impromptu sleepovers would become so natural that he would pack up a backpack with and chains of clothes anytime the sky was dark and overcast. They spent that time playing together to make her forget her fears. Reading, drawing, making several puppets, building forts out of blankets and pillows, and to the point where his parents would joke about it by calling her his childhood sweetheart. Riku was true to his words, staying by Nominee's side whenever he could. Until one day, it all came to an abrupt end. It was all because Soul had been showing off his new bite. He was determined to drag his friends around anywhere and everywhere they wanted to go. He offered Nominee a ride home from school, and Riku didn't mind. But then, they clashed. Hard. Nominee was hurt really badly. From there, it was all a blur. Riku remembered the hospital, the muffled shouting of all of their parents, arguing in another room, not being allowed to see his friend before getting dragged away, or any time after that, not getting to say goodbye before her family packed up and moved away. He remembered crying and yelling in his room about how unfair it all was. Perhaps this was the first time Riku felt dark emotions sinking their claws into his heart. Sorrow, anger, bitterness. Nominee was gone, taken away, all because Soul was a clueless goofball who let their friend get hurt. And Riku knew that. But still let Soul take her for a ride on a bike he could barely even drive himself. He he didn't protect her well enough, and how he never see her again. He hid the powerful charm and all the drawings of her that he had kept, deep in a drawer that he never opened again. He wasn't worthy of it, and just the same way he refused to talk about her, refused to listen to conversation when her name was brought up. So it went for days and months, till slowly but surely things were going back to normal. And namely, a day came when Riku didn't think about Namine at all. He had forgotten. But he was looking at her right now. Riku stared at her, eyes wide as he righted himself. Reaching and trembling hand towards her, he hovered, as if he felt that actually touching her cheek might cause her to dissipate into whiffs of smoke. Namine? Her smile changed with sadness. Namine nodded. Namine! I can't believe it! You're here! Feeling a lump forming in his throat, he bowed his head, unable to look her in the eyes. You left! You left and I completely forgot about you! I promised I'd keep you safe and I couldn't! And then I forgot you! Riku thought back to everything he ever done. Everything done ever since that fateful night, when he left the islands. He's been willing to hurt and kidnap complete strangers and injured bystanders. He was willing to tear himself, tear Sora, tear the entire universe to shreds to save Namine, all because he was convinced that he loved her. But after all that had happened, he wasn't so sure. And now, after he finally remembered Namine, all the feelings he had for Kairi seemed so insignificant now. Paling in comparison to. Be honest with yourself, Riku. Namine was your first love, and she still is. Sinking his chest with a soft breath of struggle, Riku said as he stood close to her. I'm sorry, Namine. Of all people, you're the first person I find after losing everything else. This whole time I've been fighting to protect the one who mattered most to me. But I'd forgotten that it was you all along. I can't believe this is real. And then with that statement came a sudden sense of uncertainty. Is this real? I'm not dreaming, right? Are we? Ever since System took his body and cast him into the darkness, Riku had been operating under the assumption that he was good as dead, and he wasn't quite sure if his fears had ever been disproven or not. For all he knew, the two were both dead, and he was finally reuniting with Namine in the afterworld. Reaching up to hold his hand, she spoke for the first time. Her voice just as sweet and soft as he always remembered. Don't worry, Riku. You're alright now. That is, my caretakers and I, we found you adrift and brought you here. Your caretakers? At that, Riku frowned his bow in concern. Namine, where are we? What happened after you moved away? Namine tensed, pursing her lips and looking down. Oh ho! You're finally awake, Riku! What a relief! A sweet mocking voice came from the other end of the room, making both Riku and Namine jump. Looking toward the doorway, stood a tall young woman with yellow hair stripped back, save for two insect-like antennas sticking up. Wearing a back-bladder coat and an ear-to-ear grin that sent a chill through Riku's body. Namine? Riku whispered. Who's that? Let's see. She murmured back, her voice tremulous. One of my caretakers. Oh, we'll at you too. Lassie cooed in a berry-tot manner, clasping her hands against her cheek. Don't wet me and whip the wee whipper reunion. Okay, first of all, we could cut her off, chasing. Stop talking like that! Ugh, fine. You don't want me to be happy for you. Dylan cuffed, her thin veneer of sweetness instantly vanishing. But what was it you were saying before, Nominee? You were about to explain what happened after you moved away and broke your dear Riku's heart. I don't think I heard this story before. Read what Nominee said. Lassie said. Nominee grew more and more visibly uncomfortable. And Riku wouldn't stand for it. He still felt heavy, but he slowly got up to his feet and puffed out his chest. Hey! Stop that! If Nominee doesn't want to talk about it, then I won't force her, and you shouldn't either. Lassie swallowed up a swallow and kissed her fits. Riku could have sworn he saw tiny cockles of electricity before Nominee stood up. No, it's fine. Please don't fight. Get on with it and tell me him already. Slipping her weight onto one leg and crossing her arms. Austrian already looked bored. Okay, but that's not really much to tell. It's just like you remember, Riku. After the biking accident, my parents were really upset. They already thought I wasn't safe in that neighborhood, and that was just the last straw. So we moved to another island altogether. From then on, I was all alone. I didn't have any friends at my new school. I couldn't trust my parents after what they did. Nominee. So it went on like that for years, until the night of that terrible storm. Everything went dark. And then I woke up here, in Castle Oblivion. That's when... She paused to take a deep breath. That's when the organization found me. And what is the organization, you might be wondering? Lassie spoke up again. We just a little collective of nerds who dedicated to... How did Asshole put it? To like the mysteries of the heart. That's cryptic, Riku commented. The use of the phrase unlock was not lost on him. There's more of us outside this room. We're just dying to meet you. Riku 9 was swimming in everything Nominee had told him. So while he entirely forgot about her and moved on with his life, she was lonely and miserable for years. And it took him opening the keyhole and casting her home into the darkness to get her away from that life. Was that supposed to make him feel better about his actions? Because it did. Not that it made Miku's understanding his current situation any better. But he wanted to know more. Adjusting while seeing what I found, he asked, Is Nominee helping you in the rest of this organization, whatever it is you're doing? Oh, Caesar, whose help? Nominee is absolutely vital to our plans here. With a deeper frown, Riku presented another question. Is that why is he still here now? Even after our world was restored? Is he really here because he wants to be? Lassie didn't seem to appreciate his increasingly hostile tone, and was about to take a step forward when Nominee stepped between the two. Riku, it's fine. They're not trapping me. She insisted. I didn't go back to the islands because Nominee trailed off, drawing her lips in a tight line, as if she thought, as the thought was too painful to finish. So Riku finished it for her. You don't want to go back. She curled her sword and hung her head, conforming to his persons. He expected as much. With her sorority assistants did not seem much of a life to go back to. After a heavy pause, he took her hand. Then I stay here too. There's nothing for me back home. And besides, going back to dusting islands now would mean going back to the exact same boring sentiment he wanted to get away from. But more important to him than any urge to see the island world was to protect what mattered most to him. Riku had already decided that he would keep his promise this time and stand by Namine's side forever. With a soft smile, he laid a hand on her shoulder. My whole world is right here! Namine seemed shocked to hear this. Riku. Austin cut in once again, slapping him on the back that's a little too hard for it to be a friendly gesture. Gotta hear it, Riku. Looking forward to working with you. Riku returned with an unfriendly face, closing up his nose. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for her. Yeah. I had to the first 20 times. Austin turned her back to him and walked away, seeming to dismiss him, but then she began waving them to follow her. But come on! We gotta let Vesta know you're awake! Riku and Namine followed her out of the blank white room and into a blank white hallway. Who's Vestin? Your doctor, more or less. You were pretty brain up when we found you floating out in the nothingness. Might have been a bunch of shadows in the realm of darkness getting together to beat you up or something. Namine seemed to cringe at that. It must have been true then. And once he wanted to restore her. Well, whatever happened, I'm awake now. Never better, in fact. That's good. You're still dead set on protecting Namine? Because there's one person protect that she needs protecting from. And who's that? Riku asked for a smirk. You? Oh, Austin's fake laugh, dripping with sarcasm. She put her hands on her hips. Namine are like sisters. Aren't we, Namine? Namine quickly nodded as if she were being held at a night park to do so. Insistently, Riku stood in front of her, not following her. He knew a bully when he saw one. Yeah. You better plan on showing that kind of hostility to people who are going to actually hurt her. Austin sneered, but this time she actually elaborated on what dangers were being posed. But it was the last name that Riku expected. Like Sola. It was as though she hit him in the chest with a bag of blitz. Wait, Sola? He here? Both him and the King's little goonies. They came looking for you. But then Sola started to remember Namine, and at once he forgot all about you. Oh, that definitely sounded like Sola. Wouldn't it be the first time? He really is an idiot, isn't he? He cursed his fists and gnashed his teeth, remembering all the anger that he had welled up in his heart over the course of recent events. All the images of Sola flocking his new weapon and new friends flashing through his mind. Riku muttered, Ugh! Lousy shouted brain Sola, helping every random passerby with a sob story while he forgets all about his real friends. Austin raised her eyebrows and raised a hand to her chin in confrontation. I mean, he is pretty bent on out of state over her. He seemed convinced that he's the hero in a fairy tale, coming to save the princess from the bad guys. That's so different from you. You two could help each other. Fiercely shaking his head, Riku rejected the idea. I don't need any help from protecting Namine. And I definitely don't need Sola butting in. Namine being forced to leave was all his fault. Please wait, Riku. Namine fluttered, gasping at Riku's arm. Please don't blame Sora for what happened. It was an accident. He looked back at her, to her in disbelief. What? You don't actually want to see him, do you? The thing you went through on the islands. You all saw with Sora being a tough, thoughtless little. He cut himself off there, not wanting to strail in front of her, shaking his head to get in his train of thought back on track. Riku went on. Who cares what Sora wants? We don't need him, and if he doesn't get that, then I'll make him leave. Austin was poignantly impressed by Riku's disgust towards Sora. Oh, you got a glazz there, buddy. I like it. Still, we gotta make get the okay from Dr. Vestin before you can go kick him out. The black-coated one moving forward, with Namine closely following. But as Riku was about to follow along, he felt something in his pocket that he somehow failed to notice before now. Fisting out the mystery item, he gasped, unable to believe his eyes. In his hand, he held the very same powerful charm that Namine had given him all those years ago. But how? He locked it away in the back of the dresser until he himself forgot it was there. And he certainly didn't have it with him when the islands were destroyed, or any time after that. At that moment, he heard light footsteps approaching from the front. Namine was walking to him slowly, hands clasped together. Riku, Namine, look! He opened his hand and drained the powerful charm from its strain, smiling warming at the memory of retrieving it. Her eyes widening in recognition as well. Namine smiled. My good luck charm! You see? It's okay now, Namine, Riku said as he closed the distance between them, until he was close enough to pull her into a hug. His arms around Namine's shoulders, Riku pet the back of her head and shooed. I finally remembered our promise! During the meteor shower, when you give me your lucky charm, I promised I would protect you, and I will. From anything, what is your loneliness, your so-called kill kickers, or even someone who we thought was our friend? Riku. He held her close and felt her arms hugging him back, and feeling bold laid a soft kiss atop the crown of her head. Don't worry, I never let Sora hurt you again, and I'll be with you forever. Holding her as close as he did, he couldn't see the tears she was crying. Hi everyone. This is AmberAnkNA 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!